Okay, let's talk habeas corpus. I am genuinely frightened, and I want to make sure that you know about the threat to suspend habeas corpus. It's fancy Latin words, but basically it is the right of anyone who is detained to go to a court and say, please release my body. I didn't do anything wrong. I need a hearing. Well, habeas corpus can be suspended by Congress. That's what the Constitution says. It's not by the president, but it's the president who's threatening to do this through his mouthpiece, Stephen Miller, one of the most conservative people alive today. And it would mean, as they are saying it, they're talking about for immigrants. But if they can suspend it to oust immigrants without a hearing, immigrants who may not actually even be here illegally, they may be here on a student visa, on a green card, on a pending citizenship application. So you're taking away the right of people to pursue asylum or citizenship by saying, no, we're ousting you without any hearing, no due process. But if they can do that to immigrants, habeas corpus applies to American citizens. You could be deported. We don't know that any of the people who are now serving in El Salvador or potentially who are going to be sent to Libya, whether they are immigrants, whether they're Venezuelans, whether they're from some other country, whether they have committed any crime, whether they are on a pending asylum claim, because there's been no due process. No court has reviewed evidence. The government has not put forward any proof that these people should be deported. And that's really frightening. But due process and habeas corpus suspension is even worse. When you suspend habeas corpus, anyone can be arrested, detained, and you could be sent to Libya, a place, by the way, that the State Department says no American should travel to. It's too dangerous. So they're going to send people who were here on our premises, subject to our laws, subject to the rights that our Constitution grants them, subject to due process, who are going to be denied that. Courts have said, no, you can't use the Enemy Aliens Act. And I think the courts will once again say, and you can't suspend habeas corpus. That would require an invasion. The courts have already said no invasion in terms of the Alien Enemy Act. And I'm sure they will say the same thing. There is no invasion. This would be like declaring martial law and giving the president all the powers that he wants. This is terrifying to me. It should scare you too. It should motivate you to action. And I grew up in an era where public protest made a difference, and I believe it can here too. So please join all the protests that are coming up. There's another one in June. And I hope you've already participated, but that you will not give up. Keep participating. Keep writing to members of Congress. Keep letting people know. Write letters to the editor. Write op-eds. Those are effective ways to get your views known. Post on social media. Write to me on any of my social media accounts and tell me what you're thinking, and then I will talk about it more on Just the Facts.